Hey, you know what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about getting beat over the head with some particular piece of information, or a person trying to impose their thought process on how they think about something, whatever it may be. You know what I think about? The first thing that comes to my mind, I'm thinking of when you used to be in school, and you might lean over and you start talking, or you're up out of your seat and you're trying to do something, and the teacher asks, "Hey, Aim, are you done with your work? Are you done with your work? Because if not, you need to sit down. Don't worry about don't try to get up and go over here and doing this, that, and other." Which I don't really remember being told that, but I'm just saying. And the reason why I'm giving this story or this example, because maybe this will take it down a few notches when you're thinking about a person getting on your nerves because of something they beating you over the head with. Maybe you don't take it to heart as much. You just kind of let it pass, go on your way, and not get all tied up with this and trying to debate them back and forth and get your blood pressure all up. What I'm saying is, how about you take care of your own work? That's what I'm looking at. If a person, whatever it is that you're trying to push, whatever agenda, ideology, whatever it is that you're just so concerned with just pushing up off on somebody else, and then just got the nerve to be repetitive with it, how's it going in your own backyard? I'm not saying this is a conversation that you should have up with people, because then now you're talking about stepping into a altercation verbally, or verbally, and nobody's trying to do this verbal sparring. You just need to go on your way, and I ain't trying to hear that. But that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, are you done doing your work? How would it look if you were to take an inside look at the people that's inside your circle and question your character upon how you're doing things on whatever it is that you're trying to push? See, the point that I'm making with this video, when you're taking it back up to yourself, I don't care how much it is or something that you think that you got down packed on knowing what you're doing, you can always work at it a little better. Put a little bit more effort into what you're doing. In other words, you got more than enough on your own plate before you're worrying about what's going on the next step. And then when you're taking care of what's going on your plate, everything that has to do with you, then you got your inner circle, which whatever that may be, whether it's your children, you're raising children, your household, and then you got a whole lot of steps before you go to the outside world on pointing the finger and, yeah, you need to be doing an XYZ, da da da. It's a whole lot of steps before you can get to that point. And before you get to that point with me, your thing better be squeaky clean. See, it's always something that I'm working up on. So I don't have the time nor the energy, nor do I even, let's start with this. I don't even have the need to get up on a pedestal to be looking down at somebody, or, supposedly looking down on somebody, telling them, yeah, you're not good enough, and you need to be doing, and yeah. Cause see, I got to. You need to think like more like me and my team. You. I couldn't dare, because there's too much in my circle that I need to work up on. I'm not even built like that. So the first thing that I want to do is, when I'm feeling like I'm in that position of a person trying to do, is go on, man. Go on. Talk it to somebody else, because I ain't trying to hear. 9 times out of 10, I'm almost tempted to say 10 times out of 10, a person that's doing that, beating you over your head with something or whatnot, is something they just stumbled upon. They may even have a passion about it. They may feel right in doing it, and maybe they have been exercising or doing whatever it is that they're doing for a little bit of time. But I'm almost willing to guarantee you it's nothing that they've been practicing consistently, without fault, without hypocrisy involved, flawlessly, for years. Because usually when you're working on something like that and you're that dedicated, and you're really trying to change, you You're not even thinking about somebody else. You might impart a little bit of knowledge, but it's gonna be subtle. It's gonna come from a loving way, and more than likely it would be warranted. It would be sought out. Might be the reason why you're parting your lips to say something. It's the same thing with me doing these videos on this channel and me talking to you all through years of bumping my head, wrestling with a lot of these topics that we talk about on this channel, and just going, wow, what's going on? Until I started finding a healthier way to do things. And I'm like, I'm going to share these. I'm going to share them. Whoever wants to listen, I'm going to share them. Because I wasted a lot of time doing it another way. And most importantly, these are healthier things that I found. I'm just like, man, I wish I would have known this a long time ago. I would periodically talk to people like the videos that you all get, but it would be too long-winded. It would be too exhausting upon me to just do this per person. 10 times out of 10, it's a person talking to me on something, and then I'm speaking with them on whatever the issue may be, and we're going, but beating them over the head with something on just looking at the faulty situations that's up around me, and planting myself front and center and telling them, hey, look, all of y'all, you got to get this up together. See, I got it figured out, and you. No. Well, what's the purpose in that? You're already turning people off, and they're not listening. I know I'm not. Because you decided to come down up off that mountain and just bless us with your presence. Because you perfect. Right? No, none of us are perfect. It's awesome to strive for perfection because it keeps giving you something to keep going for, to keep working on. And that's what I'm talking about with this video. We all have things that we need to work on, things that we can consider. We're works in progress. Yeah, we're leaning on one another and we're offering assistance to one another. But this, you know what? I'm done with this video. I don't need to finish that thought. No, it probably feels like I'm leaving you hanging. What I'm going to say is this idea of trying to work it out for somebody else and you still got work to do. You're just so dedicated and just planting yourself in somebody else's business. What you need to do? No, you need to finish that work. You need to sit back down at your desk, turn around. Remember when the teacher would tell you that? Nope. Put your knees up under your desk. They want you to turn all the way around so you can be focused. Not just sitting down at your desk, cocked to the side, prepared to still bump your gums. No, you need to sit down first and foremost, turn them knees around, face forward, eyes down on that paper on that on that desk. Yeah, it may be a test. Probably failed it if it was a test. You standing up and you doing all that. But you get what I'm saying. You need to work on that work that's on your desk. Here's another little secret with that. When you're diligently working on you and you're working on everything that's on your desk, like this analogy we're talking about, that's when you get people, hey, you wouldn't happen to know, would you, the answer to number 10? Because you seem like a smart person. You seem like a person got it all figured out. I peeps. I had a call that came through here. Had to cut that off, folks. Anybody said anything, ruin my video because I've been talking here for almost 10 minutes. Didn't want to have to start this video up over. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, they'll ask you them answers on your. They'll want to know your key to success. And then when people open up, that's how you open up conversation. If you're wanting to share those things, you share those things. Or you might not want to just vomit all this information up on it. But as far as standing up in front of the class saying, "Hey, look, All of y'all are dummies. I clearly got the highest marks in this class. Let me tell you how to get it done. How many people you gonna think you gonna attract to listen to what you're saying? That's the point of this video. Stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. You have a good one.